Hello, once again. Welcome for another installation of Triple Threat, our NBA DFS showcase for November 28th, 2025, a day after Thanksgiving. I sincerely hope that everyone out here, you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We had a beautiful Thanksgiving here at the GAB household with family, new friends. It was just a wonderful outing. Time to just share stories, make some lasting memories, and I just hope that everyone enjoyed a wonderful, relaxing Thanksgiving. But we are back, and we are coming in on a roll here as we just knocked it out of the park on Wednesday with a tremendous lineup build that we had, and we are thankful for that. Just giving us the faculties to reason things out here as we do, because we take our process seriously here. GAB Sports are here to build lineups and to build bankrolls. All right, so if you've been following along, I hope you're just listening to what we're saying, following the advice, because right now we have a little momentum, and we're going to try to keep that going here today. Okay, so with that being said, we are gentle and blissful, gifted and beautiful, generous and benevolent, and most appreciatively, we are grateful and blessed. We are GAB Sports, guidelines to achieve and build. I'm your boy, Young Moolah, and we're going to jump right into it. I just want to say, I'm not in love with this slate, right? The way that the DraftKings set it up, it's like all East Coast games, right? Because of the NBA Cup, all the East Coast games at 4:30 based on the schedule. But then they separated into two slates, and the late slate contests are just kind of crap. They didn't like balance it out, like give us some good games or good contests to enter in the late slate. So all the good contests are on the early first main slate. So we'll go ahead and just focus on that main slate today. The East Coast games all tipping off at the same time, 4:30. So we're just going to live with it, and we're going to have to still crush. There's no excuses here. We're going to build winners here today, even. All right. So we're going to jump right into our featured segment, today's Triple Threats, here brought to you by GAB Sports. It is November 28th, 2025. We're one day past Thanksgiving, and I will say that we are feeling pretty good here at GAB Sports. You know, we've been pretty hot on these picks, and sometimes this DFS space, you know, when you're out there taking stances on plays, you know, you can get in a groove. You know, you're feeling like that golfer, you know, that really good high level golfer, but he's really feeling himself on the putting greens, right? He's just got the touch on all the putts. He's finding all the angles, all the slopes. You know, he's getting those benders to curl right into the cup. You know, and we're kind of feeling like we're in a good space here with our picks, and we want to go ahead and keep that momentum going forward with. We're going straight for the gusto of this pick. We're coming with a high caliber, high priced spend up. Our top spend up of today will be Tyrese Maxey at 9,900, right around that 10K mark, and he's going to be well worth it today, we believe. There's quite a few guys out on that Sixers team as they're headed to Brooklyn, and we are still on our NBA Cup Emirates schedule. So I believe Philadelphia is still in contention for one of those top spots in their group. So with VJ Edgecombe out, also Paul George is questionable, and a host of others, Kelly Oubre, um, Joel Embiid, already are out on the shelf for quite a while. So today will be one of those days. I mean, Tyrese Maxey's their best player anyway, but today could be one of those special days where this guy, he might just get about 35 plus shots up today, right? You know, so I would not be surprised if this guy scores literally 45 to 50 real points in today's matchup. So that's why today's top spend up will have to be Tyrese Maxey of the Philadelphia 76ers. Okay, next play into today's triple threat. we have TJ McConnell. And TJ McConnell, for those that don't know, he's one of those scrappy dudes that just has a place in our hearts here at Guidelines to Achieve and Build. Always busy, he puts in the time to really hone his craft. You can just see he's a really good mid-range guy. So he spent a lot of time getting that shot off in the mid-range area, which can be a tricky shot that you got to use touch. He uses the glass, on shots. So you can tell he's a diligent worker. And this guy is a smart basketball player, a guy who's stuck around this NBA for, quite a long time as not being like some super high draft pick or anything. So this is the kind of guy we love here at GAB. And not just because he's a scrappy guy. This guy's a producer. Over his last 4 games, he's putting in 1.54 fantasy points per minute in under 20 minutes a game. And today, he has the potential of getting even more minutes. So whether Nimhard is out or in, we're rolling with TJ McConnell coming in at 4K today. We will be playing him quite a bit as he has a very tasty matchup as well against the Washington Wizards. TJ McConnell, your second triple threat of the day. Moving right along, we have another play that has some sort of sentimental value because it's a homecoming narrative for Kobe White as he heads back to Carolina, where he played college ball for the University of North Carolina. They'll be playing Charlotte today, and some people don't believe in these kinds of narratives. But for me in basketball, whenever you're doing some type of homecoming in a place where you were either raised, born, or where you played college, those games do have some value to these players, and they really want to play well in these environments, right? He's got some of his probably former college coaches will be in attendance, things like that. Maybe some friends that he, met along the way, went to school with. So these types of games, guys do get up for these with a little bit added motivation. And not only that, that's not what we rest our laurels on here at GAB. We don't just say, oh, guys going home, guys doing this. We better have something else to back this play. And I am going to back this play by saying, since his return from injury, Kobe White has been doing his thing, right? He's been very efficient, getting a very good rate of assists as well as rebounding, and he scored over 20 real points in all 4 games since his return. And frankly, this is one of the games that we will attack today heavily. By saying attack, we're going to play a lot of plays out of this game. So Kobe White will just be one of our prime plays in this game. But in a game that has a 249.5 total, and it's only a 2.5 point spread, this will be a game that will be highly attractive to the field, of course. But we will roll really heavily on this game here. Kobe White coming in for the Chicago Bulls, going down to the Charlotte Hornets, a homecoming narrative, and one of our top plays, 7,600, Kobe White. All right, and as we are speaking of this game, our next play is also in this game. Brandon Miller coming in at 6,700 for the home team, Charlotte Hornets. Yeah, we're going to be playing a lot of this game, as I said, and a guy like Brandon Miller, this kind of game is right up his alley. This is right in his wheelhouse for a guy who likes to play up and down the court. So Brandon Miller, for that fact alone, will be in our lineups. That it's a high-paced game, and this guy thrives in these environments. And his price, is pretty good. He'll just get a lot of shots up, I believe. And it seems like LaMelo Ball really hasn't been as involved in the offense as he has in the past. Like, he's not just jacking up 25, 30 shots. So some of these other guys are getting a big share of the offensive pies. With that stance here, where Brandon Miller will be maybe one of their top scorers today in a high-paced game. So he's coming in as our 4th triple threat of the day. And the final, today's triple threat, the final player we want to add is at the center position. We are going to come with Alex Sarr of the Washington Wizards. They are playing the Indiana Pacers today in another game that should have a lot of points because neither one of these teams is very good defensively. And the Pacers are just been one of the worst versus centers. Opposing centers have just wrecked this team all season long. And I don't expect anything different today versus Alex Sarr. And Alex Sarr, his price is steadily rising. But since he has been 7K or above the last 6 games, I believe it is, this guy in 5 out of 6 of those games is bringing back a multiple of 6.15x on that 7K price tag. So we're not scared of the price tag 7,300 here of Alex Sarr because he's delivering on that tag with a greater than 6x multiplier, and we'll take that every day of the week. He has 50 plus point potential today on DraftKings, and we are going to roll with Alex Sarr as our final play of the day. So just want to say I'm utilizing my psychedelic light today. As you may see, the colors changing here a little bit in the background. And we did that on purpose because I'm just feeling good. You know, this is about as close as I'll get ayahuasca type retreat here with my psychedelic lights. And we also have this little gift here I received from a friend into it where it kind of glows. And so we're going to just be creating that environment, that psychedelic environment, one day after Thanksgiving, coming off this super high of the last slate as well. So just enjoy the ride. But we're going to rock these plays as we recap our plays of the day, the triple threats for today, Friday, November 28th. We have Tyrese Maxey coming in at your point guard position, 9,900. Today for your Philadelphia 76ers, who could be even more shorthanded if Paul George is out. We have TJ McConnell coming in at 4K. Wow, that's a great price for a guy like TJ McConnell. Remember, he's been giving us 1.5 points plus fantasy points per minute over the last few games. And then we have Kobe White on his return down back to Carolina today against a Charlotte team that provides a great fantasy environment. Kobe White coming in at 7,600. And in that same game, we're going to roll with a heavy dose of Brandon Miller for your Charlotte Hornets. The home team, he's coming in at 6,700. And our final play, Alex Sarr for the Washington Wizards, facing up against that very soft interior of the Indiana Pacers. So there you have, he's coming in at 7,300, but don't be afraid of the price tag. He's delivering on it. So there you have the top plays of the day, today's triple threats. Good luck. There you have the today's triple threats, our featured segment here at Triple Threat, our NBA DFS showcase. So at this time, we just want to take the time to invite you to go ahead, like the video, feel free to leave a comment, and most appreciatively, we would like for you to subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media. We are at GAB for Young over there on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Jump right over on DraftKings. Go ahead and build our first lineup. We may build 2 lineups today, most likely. But let's put like 4 or 5 lineups in contests right now in basketball. I'm only playing like 4 or 5 lineups per day. And so today I think I have 5 lineups here in the 4-point play. So this will be one of them. And I do utilize the lineups that I build here on this video. I don't just give you a lineup and say, oh, man, this is just some stuff. Throw it out here. And then we don't even use it. No, I use my lineups, as I will show you when we do a little review of our lineup that we made the other day. In fact, let's start off with a review, actually, of that lineup. Lineup in the hot shot, if you've joined us on Wednesday. And it is Manuel Quickley, Reed Shepherd, Josh Hart, Jimmy Butler, Mark Williams, Jose Alvarado. We stuck with that play as we used it as a placeholder in case SGA was out, but he was not rolled out. So we stuck with it. Came in at only 1.6% ownership, and he brought back right close to 40 burger. And then we had Keegan Murray and Donovan Cunningham. Keegan Murray was, once again, our play of the day. So he came in at only 6.5%. So yeah, we knocked it out of the park with this lineup, and this is just to show and validate. This is just to validate and show that we use our lineups here at GAB Sports. The lineups that we built, the lineups that we are, the plays that we are recommending, we follow through on that and utilize these plays. The 4-point play contest, right? Well, we will have 5 entries only today. And we want to start off with a guy who's going to, we're going to use heavily. Noah Clowney, going back to the well. Remember the other day, he was one of our top plays on Monday. Yeah, and he came through with a 40 burger on Monday, right? He was one of our top plays of that slate, and he brought back 43 fantasy points. So we're going to go ahead and ride him once again a little bit in tandem, usually with our guy, Tyrese Maxey. I'll usually play him in tandem. But we're just going to insert him in here just to see what we can work with around a 5,100 price tag. This guy, right? He's one of our triple threats of the day, Kobe White. We're going to just insert him in there right away. All right. There you have the alert. We're going to go for it right now. We're not going to waste no more time. This is the play of the day for November 28th, 2025, here on a Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, the NBA Emirates Cup slate, where there's only the East Coast games to choose from. We had to search far and wide. We have to search high and low sometimes to dig out these plays, right? But today, that guy that you're going to need, the homeboy Hubie Hammond, top play of the day. He's just that dude, the guy that's just going to go hard. Why do we call it Hammond? Because he's going to go hard as a mother sucker. He's going to just rip it up today. The one dude who will tear up his price tag. And we went down in the price today. But it's that guy, that hustle guy, that glue guy, TJ McConnell, the homeboy Hubie Hammond, top play of the day, coming at you in 4K. The reason why we love this play so much, it's all about the price. Yeah, the price tag, this guy can get an 8x multiple off of this price tag, especially if Nembhard is ruled out. But even if Nembhard is not ruled out, we still love this play. We still believe he'll bring back 7x potentially without Nembhard ruled out. But we have a suspicion that Nembhard may be ruled out. Either way, he's the homeboy Hubie Hammond, play of the day, TJ McConnell. All right. Now, moving forward to finish out this lineup, we want to attack that Charlotte game. We want to build with a lot of pieces in that game. So we're just go ahead and do it right now. Let's just see how many pieces we can add and feel comfortable. Let's add this guy, another triple threat play of the day, Brandon Miller. And I think I want a cheap center out of here. I'm going to go ahead and take Kalkbrenner. He's been up and down a little bit lately, but he still has the ability to do something here, especially against that Chicago interior, which isn't too imposing on the defensive end. And we want to add even one more piece here. All right. And I think I'm going to take a Charlotte piece. Going to go with Knipple. If we insert Alex Sarr into this lineup, that leaves it with 8,300. I know there's another Charlotte dude, but I'm not going to go 4 Charlottes. I knew Bridges was right around there. Oh, and Michael Porter Jr. is out. Oh, we definitely love our guy, man. In fact, does Knipple have forward ability? Yes, I think he does. All right. Knipple has forward ability. We're going to go ahead and put Tyrese Maxey in this lineup then. And then we'll put Knipple at the forward spot. Knipe at the forward spot. Oh, I thought Knipe was a forward. No? No, they only got him as shooting guard. Oh, well, that's weird. All right. So let's go Maxey. Alex Sarr. And we have 50. How about we go Koulibaly? We're going to put two Washington Wizards here in this lineup. All right. So for our first build, we have starting off our homeboy Hubie Hammond, play of the day, TJ McConnell. And then we ran a trio of players from that Chicago-Charlotte game. We have Kobe White, Brandon Miller, and Ryan Kalkbrenner. And then we paired up a correlation out of the Philadelphia-Brooklyn game with Noah Clowney at the power forward spot. Running back with one of our triple threats of the day, our top spin-up play, Tyrese Maxey. And then we brought back a duo from the Washington Wizards going up against the Indiana Pacers, Bilal Koulibaly, and Alex Sarr. All right, there we go. 100K to first. Here's where we want to load up on that Chicago at Charlotte game. So there's some plays that we definitely want to get into this lineup. There are definitely some plays we want to put into this lineup that have a correlation factor in that high octane 249.5 total game. So we're going to settle on Colin Sexton, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, running back with Ayo Dosunmu, and Kobe White for the Chicago Bulls. We got a 5-player game stack, and we're just hoping that game just explodes, right? And just brings us all the points. Give us an overtime even, okay? All right. So that leaves us with a center, forward, and utility to fill out this lineup. And so what we will do on that, our center, we love this guy, man. Alex Sarr. We do love him. I say we go Alex Sarr. And we're going to put our homeboy Hubie Hammond. We are rolling with TJ Mack at the utility. And that leaves it with 5,600 for a forward spot. Let's see who we land on. Asar Thompson in this lineup. Okay. So that gives us a lineup build of Colin Sexton, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, all for the Charlotte Hornets. And we correlated those guys with Ayo Dosunmu and Kobe White in a very explosive game environment there in Charlotte. It's the Chicago Bulls. Then we added Alex Sarr, one of our top triple threat plays of the day as well. And Asar Thompson, a guy who's one of those guys who can just get points in many different fashions. You know, he can have an all-around game, stuff those stat sheets that we like. And we rounded it out with our play of the day, the homeboy Hubie Hammond. He's just going to go hard as a mother. Shut your mouth. TJ McConnell coming in at 4K. That'll be our lineup build. We will put this in the main contest. And we want to go ahead and just close out right here. So we want to go ahead and end things there. Our triple threat NBA DFS showcase for 11/28/2025, Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe to our channel, feel free to leave a comment, and most importantly, have some fun today. And hopefully I will see you at the top of the standings, right along myself. That's Riley Freeman here on DraftKings. Good day, good luck, peace out.